I really enjoyed the 90 plus hours I spent playing the first chapter of Trails in the Sky, and before I start up the second chapter, I'd like to discuss a few of the reasons I really took to this game, beside the fact that it was just a lot of fun to play. You know how in other RPGs you're rarely inclined to use status elements like sleep or poison against enemies you'd actually want to use them against because they never work? It's only effective on low-level enemies that you're strong enough to defeat in a single turn. In Trails in the Sky, status ailments are usually part of an attack, so a certain attack may cost 10 magic points and have a 20% chance to petrify, which means that even if the status doesn't proc, you still do damage and didn't completely waste your magic points and turn. This resulted in me trying out and actually using a wide variety of special attacks the game provides to give its collection of ornery monsters what for. And speaking of monsters, which in this game are mostly wild animals, I like the fact that they aren't cash piñatas. The sewer rat has been defeated. You find $7. What? Why is a sewer rat hauling around legal tender? That doesn't make any sense. Granted, defeated enemies do explode into showers of colorful minerals, which you can exchange for local currency, so it may seem like a distinction without a difference, but for me, at least I don't feel like I'm mugging small animals for their lunch money as I travel the land getting my hero on. Like most RPGs, the world of Trails in the Sky is split into several different areas, and our protagonists, Estelle and Joshua, are expected to travel to and adventure in each one in turn. One thing I admired about this game is it doesn't fall back on the tried and true, we need to collect the 5 or 6 usually color-coded magical MacGuffins, and there's one conveniently hidden in each major area. Nope. Estelle and Joshua are newly employed and have decided to tour each major region of their country to earn on-the-job experience so they can get a promotion. And that's another thing I love. They're not embarking on a quest to save the world, they're looking to further their careers. Not only does this help the game stand out from the pack, it also solves another common issue with RPGs. Why am I taking time out of my day to help some random guy on the street find his missing shoes when the immortal cosmic tentacled horror about to eat the planet is drifting ever closer? Because there is no planet-threatening disaster looming, and helping the populace with their various problems is literally Estelle and Joshua's job. This is an excellent way to seamlessly include a wide variety of side quests ranging from shoo away the monsters eating a farmer's crops to help the local school put on a play. And what would side quests be without non-player characters to give them? I love the NPCs in this game. Not only does each one have a name, but after each story event they change their location, routines, and dialogue, which goes a long way towards making this world feel lived in and alive. Plus, if you're paying attention, there are a bunch of little side stories going on that reveal themselves as you talk to the same characters throughout the adventure. From the wannabe fisherman who learns his wife is away from home so often because she joined the Fisherman's Guild herself, to the little girl who goes missing and ends up among the hostages you rescue later. The main characters are fun and well written, but it's the supporting cast that ties it all together into a believable, cohesive world that's just an absolute joy to adventure through. Alongside the characters, we of course have the story, which, in addition to being good, I found it to be extraordinarily well-paced and did a marvelous job of avoiding the common RPG trap of front-loading the exposition. All of it. In a lot of RPGs, you start out knowing who the bad guy is, what they're doing, and what you need to do to stop them. Now, if you've never played Trails in the Sky, I might be making it sound like the game's story revolves around Estelle and Joshua climbing the corporate ladder. No. That's just what gets them out the front door. The main conflict of the game is a faction of the Royal Army is staging a coup to subjugate the Queen, but our heroes don't learn that right away. At the beginning of the game, the most relevant information you learn is that the Queen's birthday is coming up in a few months, and the castle town of Grancel is throwing a big party. So the stakes start low, and gradually ratchet up as you progress through the game, meet the major players, and learn who they are and what they're doing. Also, unlike so many RPG protagonists before them, Estelle and Joshua aren't children of prophecy. They're not the chosen ones, and they're far from the only ones in the world who could save the queen and bring the bad guys to justice. The game makes it clear that while our protagonists are talented, there are a lot of people who could have handled things in their stead. Estelle and Joshua aren't particularly special. They just happen to be the ones who were there at the time, and I think giving them that underdog status not only gives them room to grow throughout the series, but also does a lot to help the player relate to and get invested in their story. Trails in the Sky is a fun, utterly charming RPG with great characters, an interesting, well-paced story, and a solid, enjoyable combat system. While not a pioneer in the specific ways it shakes up its genre's well-worn conventions, it smartly picks the paths trailblazed by its predecessors that best serves its intentions, providing players with an engaging, memorable experience. I loved it. As such, I'm very excited to see where our heroes' adventures take them next, so I'll be starting my playthrough of Trails in the Sky's second chapter this Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time, streaming on both my Twitch channel and right here on YouTube. Next to the Extra Life charity event, Trails in the Sky is the most popular thing I stream, so I'm glad you all are enjoying it as much as I am. Thanks to everyone who's accompanied me on my journey through the Trails series thus far, and super special thanks to Brian for gifting me the first game, and Jared for gifting me the second. And lastly, immense thanks to my patrons whose generous support allowed me to buy a new microphone. So instead of sounding like this, not bad, but a little hollow and scratchy, I now sound like this. Better. So, once again, thanks to everyone from casual viewer to patron alike. I hope to see you all this Sunday for the start of Trails in the Sky second chapter. Fingers crossed that we don't have to repeatedly restart the game to get the opening cutscene to play this time.